time because I really enjoy this space. Thank you for everyone, and thank you for this talk. It's a really good talk. I thank my daughter. She's the one who recruited me to this space, and she told me, "Mom, you will love the space that Kife leads because she knew me and Kife is a no-no. But listening to you, I think I get what you talk about in so many ways. And I'm not a young person, I'm an old person, yes. And I think, I don't know how old Anthony is and the others, but there's, I don't know, I don't want to quote the Bible so much, but there's a quote that says, you have eyes and you don't see, you have ears and you don't hear. If you listen to Kibe, you will be strong people. Okay, coming to the topic of today, about boy child. Where we got lost is when the campaign started of empowering a girl child, because that was just a scheme to suppress our African men. But people didn't see that. Having lived in the US for some few years, I've seen things that I'm like, what? Because they say that a man comes fifth after a woman, a child, a dog, and something there. And that is where we are going now. Kibe says that we talk on present and about us, not other people. I got married at 17, and my husband was a real man. Like, I used to see like things are like in a movie. I would boil milk, and then my baby will cry. When I go to get the baby, the milk will will pour, and he cannot turn off the gas, and it will just isha happen. And then I'll ask, why didn't you turn off the gas? And he'll say, that's not my job. I never I never bought meat. In fact, I was a full-time mother because he didn't believe that his children would be brought up by house helps. And he was very strict. Everybody knew him as a disciplinarian. In fact, I tell people, I grew up, I didn't have a father. I tell people it's my husband who brought me up. I didn't know my language like Kikuyu. I used to talk Kiswahili and English, but I would talk to him in Kiswahili, and he'll look at me like this until I struggle to speak in Kikuyu. That is when he will respond. And I thank God because I'm very fluent in my Kikuyu language. He was that strict. My son could not use mafuta on himself. He used to beat him. Why are you applying mafuta on your skin? Mafuta ni ya wanawake. I used to look it in a very different way. I used to think he was mean. People used to say, oh, so and so is ni Hitler. But I really miss that man because may his soul rest in peace. So I wanted to say something. Anthony was trying to say that thing, but I think it's how it came out that maybe did not come out good. A strong man can make a strong woman. It doesn't mean that if you're a strong man, you cannot be with a woman. You can make a strong woman out of you. And I believe that is what my husband did. He never believed that a child can misbehave. If your kid cannot behave, let him not come in our house, and our kid will not go to your house. Okay, To cut the long story short, is I want to go back to my point that when the girl child was empowered, that is where the boy child was suppressed. And where we are at, the man in the society, hiyo ndio kitu watu wanataka kumaliza. And my heart cries for that. Because they have brought alcohol. Hii yote ni ya kumaliza mwanaume. And I really feel bad. And why am I saying that a strong man can build a strong woman? It's because most people cannot. I've found myself in a very tricky situation where people cannot stand me, not because I'm bad, but I talk and respect men. Like, I cannot stand a weak man.
No, Amara, don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie.
You don't know me. I'm telling. I cannot.
No, don't lie. You can do anything to us, but don't tell us that you respect men. No, that's a lie.
I do. I respect.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie.
If I didn't respect,
that's a big lie.
Men, okay. What is respect to you?
That's a very big lie, Amara.
What is respect
to
you?
You are doing well in my eyes until you started the bullshit, and I was like, oh, I can smell the bullshit. I can smell the bullshit.
I respect a man because I don't believe I can call a man names.
What is a man?
A man is a person who can rule his house. A child cannot misbehave. A woman cannot misbehave. Not when he's there.
Wait. Hold up.
Mm-hmm.
So is a man a husband?
A man is a man. A husband is another institution.
So why did you say a man is one who can rule his own house? What do you mean rule his own house? I don't understand that.
Let me give you an example. Me, I've been in my home. I didn't know that I can buy food. I didn't know that I can buy, especially meat. It looks foolish, but that my husband used to say, how can you buy meat? I don't know if it is another man who bought that meat. Don't bring meat in this house. But nowadays you find that a man will sit down, a woman will bring food, and he will eat comfortably. To me, I don't think that is right.
No, let's talk about your man. Why are you taking us to all men? So your man buys the meat.
He's not there for now because he's late, but that is what he taught me.
Did you kill him? Wait. Did you kill him?
Whatever you will say.
No, hey, hold up. The way this works is me. I ask the questions, you answer.
Yes.
So did you kill him?
How can I kill the father of my kids? I said he brought me up.
Repeat that question. Repeat that statement. I want all the women around the world to hear what you just said. How can you do what?
Kill the father of my kids. In fact, he brought me up. That is what I said, the first statement I said. And I'm very proud of who I became because I don't think I could have grown up the way he brought me up. He was a man who could stand his ground. He would say...
How much older was he than you?
Oh, he was old. He had other 4 kids, and I brought up those kids very well. We grew up as a family.
How much older was he than you?
He was 17 years older than me. And I cannot stand a weak man. So people think that like I have a lot of ego, but I cannot stand someone who cannot tell me, like a man who waits for me to tell him
like someone who cannot tell you shut the fuck up.
Exactly. I don't like to feel powerful more than a man. I like someone.
There we go.
Yes.
So all that you told us earlier was just a lie. What you want What you want is what Anthony has been talking about here the whole day. Anthony said this. Listen to what Anthony said. This married man. So Anthony said that women run away from strong men. You think that's true?
No.
Can you correct your brother from Kirinyaga here? Correct him quickly.
Anthony, we don't run from strong men. You have to stand firm. You have to, your no is your no. You don't entertain. But it doesn't mean like, okay, I don't advocate on like physical beating a woman, but like, let me give you an example. There was a time I took my husband's jacket and I put on. He told me, can you remove that? That is not your, like, and it sank into my head. There's boundaries, respect. And that one is where I say Anthony did not say that being with a wife is a bad thing. No, your kids can also take after their father being strong. I'm very proud of my son because I can see how he's raising his kids, and you can see the discipline. And when you see the other kids, you cannot stand. Like you cannot be in an environment where there's no discipline. People think you are different in a bad way, but it is what was put in you. So I can say that being a strong man will make a family, but that is what is being finished because an African man is a strong man. How? Okay. Also, even there is a teacher who was talking, and I would just kindly ask Kibe, this forum is a very important forum, and I can see in this space, people are really different from other spaces. They are talking sense, they are talking things that can build people. If only we can have a day where people are bringing their input, like Hannah was talking, another lady also was talking about, many people talked about different things that can help people come from where they are, because the way people are brought up, if your dad was weak, me, I didn't know that men eat rice. Najua ni githeri, njahe, ugali, it makes them strong. Nowadays, after these guys, our sons and these young people, they like I don't know if it is somebody said something about under the belt can keep a woman. I can't say it can be or not, it depends. But even the generation now, they cannot even perform. Na yote imeletwa ili tumalizwe. They cannot even perform. Those days, I don't know if it is rated over 18, but as Andrew says that come or whatever, nowadays they fire ni kama mate. Ya zamani ilikuwa cream. Why? Because of the food that people are eating. Na zamani mzazi atakwambia hiyo si chakula ya That is why you used to unapata wazee walikuwa wanasema hii chakula ndio wanaume, hii ndio wamama.
Ya zamani ilikuwaje?
Cream, kuna cream na kuna mate.
Cream de la creme. Siku hizi ni maji.
Exactly.
Watu wa Australia wanasikia hiyo. Haya, sawa. Continue. You're on the right track.
So ni mali pengi, ni food, ni shule, everywhere. Somebody said about how the schools, it's like brainwash. Unakuta, even in sports, we don't have swimmers. I don't think kuna watu wanajua kuswim kama Afrika. I was seeing somewhere, I think in Turkana or Nyahururu, Watu wanatoka juu wanaingia huko chini. Unataka kuniambia mzungu anaweza fanya hivyo? Haezi. But look, corruption imekuja, people go hapo Nyahururu kulipa 20 bob, waona huyo mtu akifanya hivyo, but kuna mtu anafaa kutoa watu hapo awapeleke Kasarani kufanya exercise and whatever lessons so that they can go and get the medals. But ni nani anamaliza hao vijana? Ni sisi tu. So I think I believe in the real African man ndiye anamalizwa, and we have to come back. And I think our generation, that was the last mahali wanaume waliishia, kwa sababu hapo ndio pombe imekujia. Unakuta mtu anakaa kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni kwa pombe, akuje home and then you find food, you don't know where it came from. There's nyama, you cannot even ask where it came from, and tomorrow the same thing. Mi sikujua a woman can sleep mbele ya bed. Nani uruke bwana? How? Wewe ni kwa ukuta, because the man, mlango ikiguzwa ni anaruka. Nowadays mlango ikiguzwa kijana anaenda chini ya bed. So I think sometimes people will hear like Kibe is when Kibe is pushing you, Anthony, there's something he wants you to get. Push, don't give up. Usichukue mikono juu ati juu Kibe amekupiga nyahunyo. There's something he wants you to get, and I think you will learn by the time as it goes, but I advocate for that man. So Kibe ukisema ati ninadanganya, mimi nimekuwa hapo, and let me tell you now the disadvantage of being like having a strong man. When you go out there, you cannot even find a man for yourself, because there are things you cannot stand. You cannot stand a weak man, because when you want him to stand up strong, unakuta wewe ndio uko hapo. So by the time mnasikizana nini, anafikiria uko na ego, but you want him to be a man, lakini hakui, hasimami mahali anafaa. Like now, where we are headed to, you've started hearing people say, oh, I have a fur baby, I don't know what. Sio ni wazungu wanafanya fur baby. Ay, next time huyo fur baby ndiye atakuwa bwana. Lazima tukatae hiyo kitu, lazima, we have to, tunafaa kukata. So let us teach our kids to stand for themselves, especially the boy child. Wanamalizwa. Let us give them the right food. Sio spaghetti, macaroni, in our affect even their thinking. Me, I've been in this country for, I think, sio miaka mingi, but I don't think I've ever eaten macaroni na hizo vitu. Mi nakulaga ile chakula I used to eat home, not because of anything, but how I cannot even change. People say, oh, it's a culture shock gani? I know what I want. My kids cook at home, they don't eat outside. That is what we train them. So we start in our homes, then it can go out. But also we have to encourage kina Anthony. You are doing good where you are in the right place with Kibe. Kibe will train you to be hard,
You see,
and
Amara,
strong.
me and Kibe,
Yes.
Kibe believes a man should be sing. I don't. Me and Kibe, we agree on everything. Like you see the way you've spoken.
Yes.
You're saying the same things. Me, I was brought up largely by my grandparents. Mwanamke hafai kununua nyama. I was told the same thing. My wife has never bought meat. You see the way you are saying, my wife knows me, you can't cook me spaghetti. Me, I eat mukimo, njahi, ugali. Those are my food. But what I wanted to tell people is, in the old days, as those men brought up men, women taught those women how to submit to those strong men. So today, Kibe will bring up strong men. But if women don't do the same, and teach women how to be women, then those strong men will have no women to marry. So there will be no procreation. Tutakuwa tuna choose from a very thin field. Okay?
Yes. And what you are
So
saying
when
is,
Kibe was saying, when Kibe was telling me at the, you remember you said that your friends will call your husband a dictator. Did I say the same thing?
yes.
It's what the friends to my wife call her. They say, hey, Tony's a dictator. I'm like, I'm not a dictator. The reason she's with me is because she knows what I stand for. Okay? But what I'm saying is simple. As you bring strong men, those men will need to procreate. Otherwise, you shall have strong men with no children. You didn't leave your husband. He was not a weak man. You stayed with him because he was a strong man.
And I was attracted to him because of that.
Now, that's the same reason my wife is attracted to me.
Yes. And also, there's something that I've realized. The way you are saying we bring up our girls. I have girls, and I know Kibe will jump. They respect men because their father taught them how to respect men. And the other day, my girl told me, because I was like, uh, she told me, Mom, I want a husband like my dad. And I really laughed because she cannot stand a man who is weak. And you see, people will say, oh, she has an ego, ni mtu hawezi. But sometimes you cannot even stand someone who is weak. And anyway, this is a long topic that needs a lot of input, because it doesn't mean when you submit, I don't know if it is the wording or how it comes out that people take it negatively, but the point is when the man in society is weak, we don't have like a family, we don't have like a country, because everything comes down. There was somebody who talked about Wango wa Makeri. Why did Wango wa Makeri become powerful? It's not that he disrespected men. The men did not fight the way they were supposed to fight. And she came out and said, if you're not going to fight, give us your trousers and we'll put on and fight. That is why she became powerful. It's because he saw something that men were not doing that was right. Because she was an empowered woman by Makeri. So she was not at kichwa ngumu. She was strong because Makeri made her strong.
Yo, Mara, can I interject and just speak on what you just talked about?
Uh-huh.
So you're talking about some really solid points, like fathers back in the days used to instill respect. Lately, women are fucking up the respect that men are supposed to have, and honestly, honestly speaking, I feel like it's the women, this late generation of women are the reason why the men are the way they are. Like, from the single mothers dropping down to bitch men who just follow what the women say and listen to what the women say and get influenced by the women to bring their ego down and bring their kind of like their masculinity, bring it down and let the woman be the king. So honestly, like, I feel like a lady, no offense to you, but a lady or a woman cannot give men a solution to what has been created by the women. Because as you were talking about, the men back in the days used to get it right. They used to be the head of the family. They used to talk and you listen. They used to, when they walk past you, like when they walk past you, you can't act in a certain way. And that was just all because of like social conditioning. And we, or like early in the days, we were used to that. But lately, the women have influenced the men and then just changed the whole, like the evolution has just been evident. Like evolution has just been like there, we can see it. And women with their emotional reaction to everything has, like, they have made the men super emotional, and this is mainly single parent or men who allow women to be the leader in their life. So what I'm just going down to is, if we are going to get a solution to what is happening, we need to hear it from a guy or a man or someone who has been in that position. And what I say that is like a lady who's been with a man who has been the head of the family for a while, or for all her life, or all that she knows is the man is the head of the family. But we cannot get this solution from the women that we have right now, because all you guys focus about is just in kind of like just getting attention and getting approval, and forcing people to feel sorry for you, or forcing people to be pitiful for you, or just doing anything possible to just make anyone who's listening to you be on your side of the whole story. So honestly, like I feel like you just need to just drop and just listen to people talk about some solutions, instead of just telling us what was and what changed and who changed it, because it's just the women who are just doing all of this and causing all of this mess. And when men try and fix it, it's like, no, let's focus on the women's rights. So yeah, sorry, I'm just spiraling down, but yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you, Amara.
Why are you succumbing to women? Why are you letting women like?
Because this life is just like who how many genders do we have in this
You
in
should
this
fight
world,
hard.
right?
You should like
So
something. There's
I'm not
something
talking
that.
about me
Uh-huh. No, we are just
personally. Me, I've
no
listened to what. Go ahead.
like there's something I wanted to touch on, like the circumcision. Our boys used to be empowered during circumcision. Look what is going on. They've taken it in a church way. What are they being taught in the church?
And who is the main party that goes to the church, or who is the main party that influences, or like who is the main party that listens to what the church has to say?
Why have
Is
you
it not
let
the women?
them listen? Why you
So
as
that is
a
what I'm
man?
So
saying.
God's will,
If
why have you usurped your manhood to the church?
exactly, so
God's will.
the
That's let
women
me
are
ask you
the
that
ones
question.
who are pulling this
Why are
big
you letting
triggers.
women take? Like,
So that is the problem. That is what the problem is. That is what the problem is. So when you
okay,
say
if you
that,
have a son, you should
mhm,
know where you should take yours. Because I remember when my son was like in class 7, he was very eager to go for circumcision because the father used to tell him, nataka ukuwe mwanaume wewe. Mwanaume si wa
and
kulia.
then
Okay, people say, oh, a man, that is like, I don't know how they put it, but they say, oh, when you tell a man, si wa kulia, that is not good because a man should cry. Me, I
no,
didn't buy that.
finish your experience about your son's circumcision. Did
Yeah,
he go through with it?
he used to tell him, nataka ukuwe mwanaume. So he was so eager.
Hmm.
Kukuwa hii mwanaume ni nini when I'll be circumcised? Kwa sababu that time he was like alikuwa nataka kujua hii kuwa mwanaume ni kukuwa nini. Hii kuwa mwana.
Exactly.
Yes. So, but now nani anawaambia hivyo?
To the church, like you said, like
Yeah, and why
from
are
your
you letting your
example,
son to
Amara.
be taken there? And who is
Who
talking
takes the
to
son to
them?
the church? From my experience, my mom, ever since I can remember, I went to Sunday school. I'm a Catholic. I was a Catholic. I went to Sunday school. I went to the thingy where you go to classes before you eat the sacrament. I did that.
Catechism.
Catechism, exactly. I did all of that because my mom told me you have to do this. This is what we do. We are Catholics. You feel me? But then from what you're saying or from your story, it's like your husband or the father was the one who was pushing your son towards being a man. But you haven't told
Yes.
me anything about you or your point of view. What you're saying is the church, and from what I know is women are the main influence in the church. You see what I'm
Be-
saying?
yeah, but remember, this thing is being brought so that the boy child should like amalizwe kwa sababu when they use, okay, I grew up in Rift Valley huko kwa Wakale. We used to go to something called like those ceremonies, and the guys will be in the forest for a whole month. wanafunzwa nini, how to live with your wife, vile utakaa kama mwanaume, all those things. Why are they making sure that those things zinaisha?
Like you said, it's a church, Amara. Like the problem is men are becoming pussies.
Okay,
And
I don't think
the
it is the
one
church
of the,
So let
because
Amara a minute. Amara, God's
yeah,
will.
what's up?
Let me ask you a question. Now that you've identified it's the church, what are you doing?
yes,
So personally, I am trying to figure out my life from an outside point of view and not from my point of view. You see, like, because I was taught, I went to high school in Kenya. I was raised Catholic, single parent by my mom. You see, and I came to the States after high school, which was 8 years ago, and up to the point where I came to the States, I was I think I was just wired to respect authority. Don't question, don't blah blah blah. But then from when I got here, I saw there's a different way of doing things in life. So personally, what I'm doing is I'm not going through the traditional way. Like I used to send money to my family every month. Kibe called it black tax, and I brought it up out here, and we had a chat, and I was told, you know what, my guy, they're taking advantage of you. Like your mom was supposed to do whatever she did to get you to where you are. So right now, as a man, you're supposed to now take control and do that. So I cut the black tax, and it's like if you have an issue, let me know what's happening. Let's know how we're gonna fix it. Look for solutions, but not just handing out money, 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 money. So I'm not following the Bible. I'm not following my elders because like the whole saying of uh fuck wahenga and elderly people knowing a lot and younger people knowing less is outdated right now, because now we have technology, we have all this social media on the palm of
So
our hands.
God's will. Let me ask you a
Go for it.
question. Are you married or are you
No,
dating?
I was in a 3-year relationship and I got out of that shit like a year ago
Why?
because
If you want to talk about
I don't
it.
want to be. I don't know. You know what? She was supposed to help me get my papers, but it did not go through because she was like, "Oh, my parents," and "Oh, I don't know if I can go through with this." And she was not decided, and I was like, "I. It's either I have my papers straight or I get kicked out." So I was at a position where it's like, yo, are we doing this or not? I don't have time to baby around to. And he was like, after 3 years, after telling me like, yes, 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 I got you. I'm not gonna let them do shit to you. I'm gonna make sure you're good. And then 3 years down the road, she's like, oh, can we talk about that situation? I don't think I can do it because my friends are telling me blah blah
So
blah.
God's will. Was she a means to an end for you?
Was she a what?
A means to an end.
Can you expand on that? What do you mean a means to an end?
When I say a means to an end, I mean her purpose stopped being purposeful because she couldn't help you get legal documents, right?
Okay, so what she was to me, this is my interpretation of what she was to me. I feel like I was puny. Like I feel like the reason the fact that she was gonna help me get my papers covered or like closed my eyes to see that like yo, I'm a man. Like I'm not supposed to be taking all this puny shit. Like like she would hang out with her male best friends for a long time, but when I bring it up, she's like, "Yo, you don't trust me anymore. Like, let's break up." And it's like, "Yo, we can't break up. Like, I cannot start figuring out another way."
And you
I
tolerated
did,
that for three
I did,
years.
yes, I did. Mind you,
Then you're in the
mind
right
you, I
place.
was.
Because if you're in this space from before, you'd not have done it for three
So
years.
after, I'm telling you, this happened like a year ago or like a year and a half. That's when I like cut it up, and that's when I picked up listening to this podcast. So it just happened concurrently. Actually, it was in 2022, if I'm not wrong. End of 2022, that's when we broke up. And I started listening to Kibe, and I started like putting my life together, and I started like writing down what needs to be done, or because I recently realized that everyone has their own opinion to everything. You are seen by everyone else in a different way. Like everyone has their own perception of you in their own mind. So listening to this podcast fucking opened my mind to just not please everyone and just do me and let them see me the way they want to see me, but fuck them. You feel me? So I was puny for 3 years,
So
but I cut that shit off.
this is what I'll tell you,
Go
Gojo.
ahead.
I think the moment you realize who the power you have in terms of influence, you realize that the right people fall into your life. They align with you. You know, people collapse into your alignment. And that's what leadership is. For me, and I'll always go there. I don't believe anyone can bring out the best in my kids, my wife, than me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's how committed I am. That's how much belief I have in
But you see,
myself.
Anthony, God will didn't have a so what he needs is a mentor, not only one, but many mentors, mentor of men who are going to surround him and who are going to show him how to be a man.
And Hannah, just to piggyback on what you just
100%.
talked about,
Hannah, just mute you, man.
Hannah, just to piggyback on what you talked about, I had my mom's example. That's all I knew. And when I was growing up, we were not doing well financially. Like my mom was a teacher. We lived in a one-bedroom house. I had four siblings, but they all left. They were in like high school, college, and while I was growing up. But she was at the position in life where she was just hustling. Like she was just humble. She was accepting every, like she would take any bullshit just to move on and be like, you know what, I let God handle that. So that's how I was raised. Like I didn't see any strong, influential, or like I didn't see someone who I can emulate or like I want to be like. But not until I came out here and I started living with my brother who put me onto the path that I am right now. So from my experience, the women in my life have always been emotional, have always been trying to just do what pleases them or do what is necessary at that point, but not looking at the bigger picture. And like my brother now, I saw him do it. I saw his career working out, and I was like, you know what? I want to be like him. Like I'm gonna bust my ass and just get to where he is, cause he's my brother. Like I can see it every day. I see what he's doing. It's not like a far fetched idea. So Hannah, what you said is just so accurate, and that's why I'm telling Amara. It's like when the men are in the picture and when the men are in control, I feel like this will not be the end result of the kids. But when the women are in control, I feel like it just ends up being a mess. I've seen it. We've seen it. But yeah.
Yeah. Um, you will be there. You will be there. Now that you have realized, you will be there, and don't give up. I like
You know what,
um,
Amara? I'm here. I'm not gonna
yes.
talk about the
I
future
mean,
anymore.
I mean, you'll be that you want, that man.
Amen.
Yeah. So yeah. Another thing is, I just wanted to say that um as a strong man, you can also make your daughter be strong. And being strong is not to be disrespectful. Um, you can teach your wife or your girls to stand, because let's say um, kuna ile kufinyilia mwanamke, you cannot talk, you cannot do this. What the father of my kids did, he empowered me in a very different in a different way. Like, you have to stand for the truth, that one. Kama unafinyiliwa, you have, even our daughters, hata kwa shule, there was a time there was a strike in school, and my daughter, you know the way teachers watasema, hata ulikuwa hapa, come here, come, they will tell you to name who was there, and my daughter stood firm and said, I did not do it, I was not there, because she knew if she participate in such a thing, the father will not spare. But she stood firm, and she was being tortured every day. Anaenda kulalishwa to kneel down kwa parade every day. She had to call home, and the phone ilikuwa kwa staff room, and she said, Dad, I want you to come to school because I think wananifinyilia. Mimi sikuwa kwa hiyo. And the teachers were like, oh, you're calling your dad? She said, yes, let him come, tell him nilikuwa wapi, ni nani aliniona? And you know, the principal had to tell the father, you know, we have to know who did this, but he empowered the girls also in one way or another. And one thing to empower the girl is, you have, this is your position, this is the man's position. Si lazima ufinyiliwe ndio ujulikane wewe ni mwanamke, bora you stand the right place, your right place, you also will empower your kids. Because
Hey, Amaro, I have a question.
Yes.
This is to you or anyone else who is can relate to this. So I recently visited Kenya, I think in April, and I was hanging out with this lady who was Kikuyu, and we were just having this like red pill conversations, just throwing out ideas and just getting to listen to what she has to say about all of this. And surprisingly enough, like she told me that most of the women, Kikuyu moms or aunts or grandmas or Kikuyu elderly ladies, usually teach their daughters how to handle themselves after divorce, or how to handle life after divorce. I don't know if that is true, but that got me thinking that, like, yo, if the parents are teaching their kids this, then how are we gonna fix this problem if the women, you know what, let me just stop it right there and let's.
I get you. I got you, Godfrey. And you know, it goes back to what I was saying. If you raise strong men, then women equally need to bring up women who know how to handle strong men. Are you
Yes.
getting?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will have women, we will have strong men with no ability, or with no women who should. And that's what used to happen in the olden days when you say we had strong men. As men were being taught to be men, women were being taught how to be women. And let me tell you one thing, a very small example. So the other day, as the girls were doing the dishes, my plate broke. So I was at work. When I got home, my two daughters ran to me and told me, Dad, we won't tell you something. I was like, well, what's up? Tell me, sorry, but when we were doing the dishes, we broke your plate. I was like, okay, now go to the cupboard and pick a plate that you see is mine. Do you know what they did? They got me the best plate in that cupboard. Actually, it was the plate my daughter was given in school and she became position one. They were like, that, we want this will be your plate and we are sorry. So it means they understand that, you know, this is our father, he's at the top. Are you getting? I'm just not anybody to them. I am the leader of that house.
Gotcha.
And that leader is served in a specific way. And sorry, God will, as you say, and it's true, people are not noticing this, but we have women who are being taught how to escape rather than how to maintain, how to stay. But I'll let someone else speak. I see we have, unless Amara wants to say something, but you can give engineer.
Let me just say something, then I can flip. There's this thing that you would want a woman to submit. You'd want a woman to do things for you. But what are you doing? How are you empowering her? Like, I'll talk about myself. My husband used to provide from salt, kila kitu, everything. My work was to cook, raise kids. Okay, it can sound like it's not good, but I don't think even he knew how to put toothpaste or toothbrush. That is how we were. That was my department. And because he used to provide everything, pay school fees, hospital, everything, why would I not do all those things? Why would I not do those things? I'll do everything. So sometimes also, you as a man, you cannot expect, as Kive is saying, he will submit to the boss you will submit to the boss in the office. Why? Because that boss is giving you the money, the salary that I will feed my children and my husband. And then you want me to come home and submit. I don't think it can work that way. So Kife, also empower these men waambie pia to be, you can say women don't submit, but you wake up early, unawacha mtu kwa kitanda, umepika, umefunika hapo chakula, amuke akule, aende abangaize huko, then wewe ukuje jioni. It cannot work like that. So as much as you want us to
Amara,
submit,
let's check. Sorry, I was gonna say, Amara. I also feel like what you had, or what you still have. I hope you still have it. What you had going on is a great environment for kids to grow up in, and I say that from what I've seen in the traditional, or like back in the days how it used to be done. But talking about like even your boss submitting to your boss, I have a different experience where my boss is a close friend. Not like I tell him what I am doing my personal time, but he is more of, you know what, God's will, like your life is more important than work. So it's like my relationship with my boss is not as risky or like as stressful as my relationship with my high school teachers, or like relationship with like my elders back in Kenya. So back to what you were saying, it's like the background, or how someone, or like the experiences someone sees in their life, is what kind of like pushes them to be who they are eventually. But yeah, I'll pass it to someone else. Sorry.
I agree with you. You can be a strong man, but you end up like the society or the environment will turn you to be something else. And I don't know how to put it, but the world has really changed, because there are many people who have been strong, but they end up, weak.
You know what, Amara? I
Mhm.
I let me just say one. Let me talk about one experience, and leave it for someone else. But I have, talking about what you were saying, about like experiences and how it shapes people to who they are. My mom recently passed away a couple of months ago, but when she was alive, she told me that my brothers, or like my one of my eldest brother, told her that I would not amount to shit. You feel me? And that changed my whole perspective about him. Like, I used to respect him like crazy. I used to. This one time he told me to lay down. He wants to whoop my ass, and I was 19 years old or 20 years old, and I did. I laid down and I was like, you know what? I cool. I respect you. Sorry, do what you want to do. That's how much I was submissive to him. But after I heard what he told my mom, I had his perspective, or his like perspective of me from my mom. It was like, you know what, I'm not gonna show, I'm not gonna put as much effort as I used to do in this relationship of ours. I'm just gonna do me, and I cut off the whole family. Oh, you have to be there for family, or you have to respect family, or family comes first. I've been focusing on me now. So that's another example that I wanted to like throw out there. Family is not gonna be your first fan.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to make you change who you are, because, like Kife was saying, you don't have to defend someone, or you don't have, like, you have to be you. You don't have to even care what other people are saying. You don't even have to put it in your head that they said this or that. You don't even have to hate them. Just do you, and let them say, oh, we thought you will not amount to anything. It is you. Don't let that even make you uh, not sleep. In fact, that should be your motivation. Because
To
if
my
you,
difference, that was my motivation. up to that point, I was puny and I was letting my whole family decide my next move. I turned 18 when I was
So,
here, and they were telling me, "Oh, you're not an adult until you turn 21 out here." So I was just,
Godwin, let me ask, are you the last born?
yeah, I am the last one. Yeah.
So, your elder brothers, your dad was in their life for a chunk of their life, right?
Yes. So my brothers, the next sibling or the next brother that I follow is 20 years older than me. So my
Okay.
dad was in their
So
life
they
Go ahead.
good. So now what they are what, and now I get you. So one of the I'll say you are the closest to your mom. Like your mom loved you dearly, right?
Yes.
You're the favorite.
Yes.
Like now, see, the reason your mom was like that, and I think the reason she told you what she told you when she I think she could feel her time is almost,
Uh-huh.
and she wanted. How do I put it? She wanted the man he knew, that what Kibe calls the beast he knew. She wanted to ignite it before she goes. Okay,
Uh-huh.
because she had that information, but she took a specific time to tell it to you. Okay,
Uh-huh.
now what you're supposed to take from that is, one, she acknowledges that she didn't have the tools to convert you to make the man in you,
Uh-huh.
because she's a woman. Number two, your brothers tried, but they used brute force.
Uh-huh.
Okay, being a man is not brute force. It is balanced. It's tapered. Okay,
Gotcha.
you know when to apply maximum, and when you know this wants a intellectual conversation, and this is necessary for a whooping. Now, what I'll tell you is what Amara is telling you right now. Anger can give you two things. It can be a positive energy to make you ultimately want to succeed. And that is how you should look at it. So I wouldn't say don't talk to them,
Uh-huh.
but deep down know my destiny is in on my hands. I hold my destiny in my hands. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now use that to be the best version of yourself, not of anyone else,
Facts.
of you.
You
You
know
get
what?
me?
You know what, Anthony? I don't know how this changed to be my life discussion, but just let me just wrap it up by saying I feel like it takes too much energy and strength and effort to be mad at someone. So I learned that instead of being mad, instead of wasting my energy, memory time being mad at someone, I'll just move on and just interact with them like nothing happened. So that's how I am with my brothers. It's like, yo, if you guys talk bad about me behind my back and I hear it, I'm not gonna let that shit get into my heart. It used to fucking kill me. Like I used to be like, yo, you guys are my first family. Like, how can you guys say that all I do is just go clubbing and not be serious in life, and I'm not gonna amount to shit. I'm gonna go back to Kenya being broke. I'm gonna work in McDonald's all my life. But then after I got my job, after I finished college, I was like, I'm the one who did all of this. And from seeing that, it just gave me all the motivation and the push that I needed to be who or be where I am right now and proceed to where I see myself in like 4 5 years. But yeah, I agree with all of you for sure.
Yes,
Cool.
yes,
Let's bring in
and don't,
Amara. You want to say
yeah.
something?
I would like to encourage you and tell you, like, real men don't listen. Like, people are saying this about, they don't even know that there's Mushene, or people are talking about me. Just like Kife was saying about going to a space that he wanted to really prove. I really laughed when he said he just realized Maramoja. What am I doing here? Am I even supposed to be here? Because these people are just talking shit. Like, you don't have to listen to what people, you don't even know it exists. Just do what is right for you, what is good for you. And I really feel sad because I know there's a generation that will really, really get lost. Because, like, when you see
Sorry, am I the only one who lost?
No, no, no.
I also lost her.
Um,
I thought I was the only one. I also lost her. So anyway, God will just stay as she comes back. There was a guy here,
I want to.
engineer.
I
Say
want
something.
to. Can I say something?
Jemedari
yeah, thank you, thank
or
you.
who? Dr. Mujulius.
Yeah, so the name is Jemedari. So thank you for giving me the time. So I joined a bit late, but nimesikia vile wasa walikuwa naongea like especially for men. Like if you're gonna choose, if you're gonna live a life, I believe that you should do what you feel is right, what you care about. You should do it no matter what anybody else thinks. So it doesn't matter what your mom thinks, it doesn't matter what your dad thinks, it doesn't matter what your brother thinks. Fuck your wife, fuck everyone. If you care about something, like you should be able to stand your ground and do that thing. Because me personally, also, I had someone here that he's the last born of the family, and yeah. So personally, I'm also the last born, but at some point, it reaches a time you just realize that like family ain't shit. It reaches a point, like, as a man, you realize some things, they really don't matter, like as you thought they do in life. Because like family, like you like some friends are better than family in terms of supporting you, in terms of giving you advice. So like personally, I also have an elder brother. Yeah, I'm the last one also. But the way things are going in life, like when I was younger, he was like, like the guy of the house, because my dad passed. So he was like the man of the house, and I was just like the last born kid. But as time went by, I leveled up. I got my money together. I got my shit together. And now at this point, I'm at a point like where I'm even kind of better than him. I'm getting more money than him, and he usually feels some type of way. So it just reaches a point that you just say, "Fuck this shit. You go do you. Me, I'ma do me. Me, I'ma keep on leveling up." Because as an elder brother, you expect that these men, the older men, to guide the younger men into, like, maybe financially, or just getting your shit together, shit about women. And that's why Andrew Kibe actually is a big hit actually in Kenya, because the elder generation, they don't know, or they're not passing the game down to the younger generation in the proper way. So me as a
See,
yeah.
Anthony,
no,
I
go on, go on.
Yes, I was saying, like, me as a young guy, I'm about 28 right now, so I'm just getting my shit together. I'm getting my life together, and I'm realizing some of these things, they don't really mean anything. Because even for women, okay, the way guys handle women nowadays, it's like either they're optionless or they just don't know how the game works. Because you can't tell me that I had about
But Jemedari,
yeah.
the when I listen to you and I listen to God's will, do you realize how important it is to have a proper man in the life of the children, both girls and boys?
100%. But what do you do in a case where the father is absent? Either it's a deadbeat or he's passed on. So the kid
Yo,
will just have
But
to.
Anthony,
but
Jemeda, Anthony,
Yeah.
That's actually what I wanted to talk about. It's like, at what age or at what point in a kid's life does he become a man, or at what point or what age in a kid's life is he supposed to be like, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not supposed to listen, because our culture in Kenya is, you either listen to what I'm saying, you either get an A, or I beat your ass, or I expel you, or so we have a
Yeah.
repercussion, and it's a serious repercussion if you don't do what the elders, or like what the elderly say. So
Yeah.
at what
So
point in a Kenyan kid's life who is from a single parent, who doesn't have a fatherly figure, does he decide, okay, I'm going to stop listening to what I'm being told by all these elderly people in my life,
I actually
and
have an
start
answer for that. I actually think I have an answer for that. So me
go
personally,
for
what
it?
can I say? What I can say is that it starts the moment you decide yourself that I'm gonna put myself first. Fuck everyone else. You got to put yourself first. You got to get your shit together, and
Jemedari,
it
he's
starts at that
asking
point.
at what point,
Exactly.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
is that point?
at what age?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly
What is
at the
that
age.
point?
Some people become men when they're 15 because they decided like they're gonna put themselves first and they're gonna build their shit. Nobody what anybody else says. So you see, some people mature at 15, some people mature at 35. It depends at that point where, when at the point you say that I'm gonna put myself first, that's the point that you start moving forward as a guy. That's all I'm gonna say.
So your answer is kind of vague because it's I personally am 25 years old, and I came to the States when I was 17. So I did not get my ID when I was 18. I got my ID when I was 21. So I was being told that you're still a kid when I was 20. But then my friends in Kenya were being told you guys are adults. So
Yeah,
You
exactly.
see,
So
guys,
that's the personal
what
decision.
Godswill is asking Jemedari, just hold. What you guys are not are saying indirectly is, with the right man in your life, you know yourself way early.
It's actually an advantage, yeah.
Okay,
A father
yeah,
figure
it's not
for
you finding
for
yourself,
sons
and
who
that
are raised with a father figure, they have an advantage. But those
even girls, you
also
raise,
girls, yeah. A
you
father
look
figure
at
is very
girls,
important in
yeah,
the
you look
modern
at boys,
family,
and
yeah.
exactly, and that's the thing we should aspire to achieve.
Exactly.
Men of men, let me not, I don't want to say men of integrity, purpose,
Yeah,
and all
just
that.
men
Men.
in general,
And
yeah.
a man should be able to know that if I have a kid with me or away from me, if I don't get it right, I'm just producing damaged goods.
Exactly. You're not actually
You
helping
get
the
it?
society. I could say
You
like
are
a
not
same
helping the
thing.
society.
Like if you're a man and you have a wife and a family and you're not acting right, like you're letting the female take the lead of that house. You're not raising like responsible children because hiyo ndio kitu like wataona wakigrow up and they'll just replicate, and that's not helping society. So like as guys, you should like, even if you grew up without a father, take it upon yourselves. It reaches a point that you can't keep blaming your parents for everything. It inafika point like you just have to make the decision yourself. You can't blame anyone because you're an adult. So you make the decision, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that for the better. So that if you have a family in future, you can also raise responsible people, responsible young girls. Actually, the females of today, Gen Z or whatever, man, like I'm seeing some crazy shit out here. These girls, they have like our restrict, man. These father figures, like I don't know what's happening. But yeah, for a proper father figure, it's really important because you help raise responsible young girls, responsible young boys, and they help make the society better. So like it starts with men, it's gonna end with men. Though for men and women, what I can say, like, we are better together than we are apart. It's not like men versus women or anything. We complement each other very well. So my weaknesses are gonna be covered up for by my girl, and her weaknesses I can cover up with my strength. So we are better together than we are apart. So these independent women, I see the narrative, it's going like to the Kenyans' heads. This is some Western shit, like what on Netflix, independent women, ladies marrying ladies. You can't even watch a movie in fucking peace. So like I just don't advocate for that shit.
Anthony,
Okay, Santino, I see you. Oh, Mujulu, Sema something.
Anthony, I've listened for quite a long time now. I think I've gotten something from Godswill and the rest of the speakers. Uh, I think as a man, as a young person growing up, you could be under the custody of your relative or your real parent, or maybe a single parent. But what I want to tell you, all of you, from my own perspective, is that at some point when I was growing up, there was an attempt by some of my relatives to try and carve me into their own personality. Like, you grow up and somebody wants you to be who they want you to be. You want to become a doctor, and somebody wants you to become a teacher, because maybe in the village or maybe within the surrounding, they are seeing teachers who are actually doing well, and they think that being a teacher is okay. So when you tell them that I want to be a doctor or an engineer, they're like, no, it's not possible. That will not suffice. I've always been against the current. I think I'm a strong man because all my time in this world, I've always gone against the current of the society.
Yeah.
The moment you realize that you are living your own life, and this life can also impact other people, you will try as much as possible to carve your own path. Because like now Gospel is saying, he has a family that he is not in good terms with, because maybe they wanted him to be who they wanted him to be, but he refused. And then today, as I've listened to Santi, K Santi, somebody, is talking about today is earning so much money than what his caregiver is earning, or what his caregiver actually is getting from his salary. So men, for you to be a strong man, first of all, you must ensure that you are following your own path. You know yourself more than any other person.
100.
Not even your mother knows who you are. Not even your girlfriend, not even your wife, nor your kid. You know yourself. Okay. And I also listened to this other lady. Of course, she has dropped her mic, and she was talking about, you get into a marriage, and then you have this a strong man in the house. Being strong comes with personality as well, like what you have in the pocket, how you reason, your mental capacity, okay, your acumen. That is actually what constitutes what a strong man is. And since the empower two-third gender rule, blah blah blah, all this other women empowerment legislation came into being, we are seeing families being raised as equal. Boys and girls are being raised as equals, such that you have a woman who is an engineer, but you are a teacher. Okay, you are an engineer. Your wife is an engineer, but yourself, you are a teacher, a primary school teacher. You're earning mega salary, and she's earning a lot of money. So when it comes to that, we must also understand that there are so many factors which may make or may subject men to a position where they are viewed as if they're weak. Because because strength is determined by so many things. It's not a matter of just being able to speak being vocal about issues, but it cut across, bro.
Exactly.
Daktari, let me tell you one thing. Being a man is all about leadership. For instance, you can have a wife who's an engineer and you are a teacher, like you've said. But you being a teacher does not take your duties away from you. So there are those primary duties. Hizo ni zako. Stop saying those are your duties. Okay? So you man up. Hii ingine sijui nini. Hiyo yote ni story. You man up.
No, but I don't think like it's usually simple as just saying man up, because this thing is like it's deep. Because if you're like currently Charlie, like and your female, manzi yako ana earn more than you. Me, I don't think like that's a proper position to be in, especially family wise. So as the guy, I guess like financially, you got to be the more powerful guy. Mentally, you have to
when
be
you
powerful.
go and court a woman, when you go and court a woman, you caught her knowing she's an engineer, and you knew you are a teacher, right?
Which is a wrong move.
So this woman, no, umejiamini. Okay, you've seen a beautiful woman. She has the attributes that you want. You're not courting her money. You are courting her. Okay. So you go and tell her, my name is Jemedari. I'm a teacher. You're an engineer. Good. You tell her, you know what? You are going to be the mother of my kids. Okay. Now, if you do your job right, if you're living in a 1-bedroom and she's living in a 2-bedroom, she will move from her 2-bedroom to your 1-bedroom. Why? Because she has seen what you can become. She sees you are the man, you are the leader. Okay? If you used to buy quarter meat, you still buy quarter meat. Hautachange. Utazaza kusema tuko wawili, wacha ninunue 3/4. Hiyo ndio nitangwa when I say man up, that's what I mean.
No.
So I'm not going to tell men here. I'm not going to tell men here.
Yeah, respectfully, I still disagree, because it reaches a point. May I believe that women they don't date down. I don't think women date down, or at least not for long. Like if she's earning more money than you, anaweza could date, but if you're looking for family, she won't stay there for long. So it can happen for a while.
Bro, do you know Michelle Obama was a corporate lawyer? And Obama was a community.
We don't know that story. We don't know that story from the go.
Okay,
I'm giving you the story for real.
Let me tell you a story you know. Do you know Governor Mutua and her wife Lillian?
Yeah, I know them.
The wife left him for Giuliani, who was an outdated Kenyan artist and had less money, I'm assuming, than the husband. So it's like,
Okay, like it can work,
sorry, yeah.
but ideally, in an ideal situation, like if you're going to go for a woman as a guy, don't. Me, I prefer like if you're making more money than the woman in the a relationship can work where the girl is making more money than the Charlie, but it's not an ideal relationship. Same thing, like unaweza pata dem ataka una do, like unaweza pata dem but si maisha fiti. Unaweza kana dem na chali na bibi na like whatever, but si maisha fiti. So better like you earn more money than her. That way, like there's less bullshit to do. Itafika point if she's making more money than you, there'll be some financial decisions to be made in that house, and you won't be able to speak because the money is hers. There'll come a time where your paths will cross and not in a good way. So me, I think ideally, like as the guy, you should be making more money. You should be more physical. You should be more everything than the lady. In fact, like she should be looking to you like for everything. You should be like literally the man of the house. But that comes also with character. So unaweza kuwa pia na do yote, but if you ain't shit, like she's still gonna do her thing, like cause you ain't got the, like the balls to speak up, or you like always do shit. Yako, you ain't the man like she thought you were. Cause pia dem like
So what plays a bigger role,
nilisikia dem
Jemadari?
fulani hapa.
Character or money?
Both, especially if you have no money, work on your character, my friend. But if you have money, it makes things a bit easier, but still character is very important, you know. Nilisikia dem fulani hapa akisema ati like men should be strong. I need a guy who can tell me to shut the fuck up. And that is 100% correct. Unaweza kuwa like billionaire, but if you can't tell your bitches like no, this is wrong and you should do this and I want you to do this. And she should listen to you when you say that shit. So like that's really important. That's where character comes in. You should be able to stand by your word. You mean business. You stand on business. I make the money here. I'm the guy of the house and I know it. That you should make sure that you know it, and she should know that you are the man of the house, so that when you say whatever you say, it goes down. If not, you're out of there. So in case you have kids and like you're not willing to man up, or like ukuwe na character strong, and you have kids with this female, that's twice as bad for you, because now you've already invested. That's a life investment you have with this lady. So pick your partner correct. Pick a partner, currently Charlie, pick a partner who's not making more money than you. For real though, it'll be better. And then yeah, just get your shit together.
So
Jemadari,
let me give you a story. Yeah, go ahead.
Jemadari, when I was saying about empowerment, I didn't mean that a man, money cannot make a man be a man. What I believe,
True.
because shit happen in life, because it happened to us, just as I was saying about the father of my kids, how strong he was, and how he he built me up. You can be a teacher and your wife an engineer. She, if she's brought up well, if you have empowered her, if you have shown her that you are the man, she will respect you. I have received a salary and brought back home and given my husband, and he will say this, will do this with this, he will do this with this.
Which is
I
okay.
you
Which is
yeah,
very
a man,
okay.
money cannot
But
make
the
you
issue
up.
is like the women of nowadays, they're not like you. Like I
Don't
believe you're elderly. The women of nowadays, like they believe,
no, don't
yeah,
don't
they
have
can't share
that
anything with the guy.
mentality.
They can't share
Don't
anything
have
with the
that
guy.
mentality.
No, I'm the one in the ground. Me don't kwa ground na deal now, madam. So like how
Uh,
madam, like kama una do, wengine most of them they believe our fire talk kutumia do, and unafaa unatuma do. And if she gets
then
money, that's
then
us.
you
Your
are in the
money is
wrong,
yours.
uko kwa wrong,
Like your
uko
money,
kwa
the
wrong
the guy's
circle.
money is for both of them. Eh? Do ya chali ni do ya chali na dem, do ya dem ni do ya dem pekee. So hao ndio madem like wako saizi kwa ground by the kama ujue. So acha nikuchapie. So
Sasa
like in this
wewe,
case, in
I
this
have
case, for the young people, me I can say like all you have to do, like get your shit together, get your money together. In if it's best if you have your character together also, that's the best way for you.
let me ask you,
But
Jemadari.
Jemadari, there'll always be a richer man
A
than you
hundred
then. Then
percent.
you're in trouble.
No, hundred
Yeah,
percent. So that's why like you have to pia unafaa kupata dem mwenye anaangalia vitu serious, because there's always gonna be a richer guy. So if you put all your trust in money, atiacha ni get down ndo nipate madem, hiyo ndo cycle utakuwa unaishi. So also build your character. Iko watu hana do but pia wanachukua tu mabibi yao wako na mado easy. vile tu mse amesema hapa Juliani alichukua demo kona dosi ati nini ama nini. But then if you're gonna put all your game on money ati such and get done ndio ni get them na una character, that's the hiyo ndo cycle utakuwa, because there's always gonna be a richer guy than you. But if you have character, even if you have no money, you can still get bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Jemedari.
Yeah.
Allow me to interject kindly. In a situation where we have a woman president, like let's say Waiguru, 2027, she wins. Would you be comfortable serving in her government as deputy president?
No. No. How can there even be a female? That's a wrong conversation, bro. Female president. Yeah. So like it's not like a female can be president, but then you got to take the empowering shit also seriously, because villain mesema like these are Western ideas. Because you see it in a movie in Netflix, doesn't make it real. Doesn't make it real.
Do you believe you can be a deputy but wewe ndio unaongoza hiyo serikali?
If there's a lady president, you can definitely be a lady president, but influenced also by your kama kuna mse anajua kuinfluence, like okay, see ati women are like weaker but they are more inaitwaje, susceptible susceptible 100%. So see ati they are weaker but they are more susceptible, wako willing ku like wako willing ku, as like Charlie akiamua hii ni hii, that's that, but them anaweza ku influence easily. Hiyo ndio kitu naweza sema. So there can be like a female president, but if she's really not on, unless it's a very outstanding female mwenye like I don't know, but she will be susceptible to some male mwenye ako kwa hiyo government, and it won't be really her, she'll be like a puppet. That's what I'm saying.
Like Governor Kawera, people fight her because wanasemaga ni bwana yake anaongoza hiyo governorship forever. She's the governor, but watu husema bwana yake ndio governor. You see? So what can you say about that? So
I've already said much about that, because hata sikuwa najua hiyo story, but it proves true. It proves true. Kitu yenye nimesema yani ndio kitu tu umesema tu sahi. Watu wanasema kwa ground ati ni bwana yake, and probably ukiangalia kwa ground it's true.
Yeah, but ndio nasema kitu kama pesa cannot.
Amara.
Yes.
Amara, 1 minute. Let me hear what K Santino has to say. K Santino, say something.
Yeah, right here. I was just being polite. Happy Saturday. Happy to see you guys. I wanted to comment on there. I heard a lot of comments about strongman. I think a lot of it was lost because I think you guys were over explaining it, because I think the strongman should not have to explain themselves. As a leader, you should have to explain yourself less. That's one thing I was thinking. Also, on the part, I think we in the generation we're in, we have a lot of men that are actually not focused on their purpose. There's a lot of distractions. It could be video games, could be chasing after women, but the purpose is not like of being successful and having a strong ambition is what is pushing us behind. And what I mean by that is, as I think one of them said, I don't know who said it, but there's a lot of women who seem to be doing better in the I mean, at least maybe in where it is in school, or basically making more money than their man, which I think is a very bad position to be, because how can you be a leader if the woman is making more money than you? So I think for us as men, we should be looking at that situation
100.
and building on that. Like, think about it. I think the one reason why women are ahead in the actual making more money than us might be because some of us are being distracted by ridiculous thing like dominoes, video games. We have a lot of other ridiculous distractions. All that stuff is well and good, but I think our purpose should come first. That way, and also there are a lot of ridiculous cases where the man has made the woman his purpose, which is ridiculous as well. But I think if we could get our more purposes in a line, we should be the leaders. It doesn't make sense where if the women president thing, I won't comment on that. It's a very controversial topic because it does seem very westernized. I don't There are very few women African presidents I can think of, but I think on the term of leadership, the man leads. A good example is, if you I don't know many cultures, if there's a group of men and a group of women in a house, the woman would cook for the men and put the food. The men would finish eating, then the woman would eat afterwards. That's in a very old tradition. It's out of respect for the man. Also, in most households, they don't have a round table. There is the head of the table, and the man is supposed to sit at the head of the table. If the if it ever ends, the tables become a round table, or the woman sitting at the head of the table, that house is out of control. So my final thought, my last point would be that we need to focus on our purpose, and we need to maintain, because the leadership role is not automatically given, especially nowadays. It has to be earned.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my.
Jemedari, did you how Santino finished? Leadership is.
Yeah, so so basically how like if the woman is in leadership in the house, you're finished. Which is true, true. So actually
There's a saying in Kikuyu, Jemedari, you know, a porcupine. That even a porcupine gives birth. Have you ever heard that saying?
Okay. Meaning?
Let me say it in Kikuyu. I don't know there are no porcupines are that kind of thing that has spikes.
I know. So meaning?
So they say so even if you tell me that, oh, this woman has enough money, so I can't approach her, boss, you are a man, you can approach any woman.
No, I'm not saying like don't approach.
For some reason,
No,
let me finish. Let me finish, then
okay,
you will
finish.
Talk. Okay? So you approach, it's your work to show this woman that I can do A, B, C, D. Okay? So if any man, even if you come 100 of you and tell me that my influence as a man depends on how much money I make, I'll not partake. I'll even not have that conversation with you.
Okay, which is
because it's me the way I'm wired. I know where I am and I know what I can achieve. Okay.
Yeah, which is
because I'll give you a scenario. Let's say you are both employed as civil servants or in a company, and your wife gets promoted. Does that mean you stop becoming the man?
No, you do not. But dynamics will surely change. Because
you allow them to shift.
No.
Because you allow her, because you start looking at her salary.
No. The woman,
even if you earned $1 million,
the woman herself will be looking at her salary. The woman herself will be looking at her salary and looking at yours. And there will reach a time like financial decisions will have to be made. And you will not have the money.
Because you say now we want to move into a bigger house.
You will not have the money to make some decisions.
Know your salary? That's a big
question. So you're saying, okay, this woman starts making money and she tells me we move from where we are to a bigger house. I say yes.
Okay, though it's not like every female. It's not like every female when they get more money than their man, they'll leave their man. No, there are some females who are actually very, very good. Like what wanaweza get though, they're still taking care of their man. But it's not, that's the outlier. It's not like that's the exception to the rule. Most of these females, hata wewe ukiwa na wewe ni Charlie and then you lose your job and then you have a woman, you can count, eka stopwatch, atakuacha. Eka stopwatch, you can start taking the time atakuacha. So money is a very big, it's a very important. So si ati hawezi katia dem mwenye ako na doko kushinda. No, go ahead akatie, utaweza yeah, still you'll still be able to mkatia, but still like si maisha pa kuishi ati dem wako na ando. It's possible, but it's not a good life. Me, that's what I think.
Jemadari.
Anthony, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Santiago.
My question, excuse me for asking this question, but how does the woman, doesn't matter wife or girlfriend or whoever, how does she know your salary? Has that become a normal thing?
In fact, she should not even know your salary. But you see, like these guys out here, man, like their wife just asked them, and they're like simping. That's what I'm saying. Character. You should keep some things to yourself. Like that's where character comes in. Know what you keep to yourself.
And if the woman asks your salary, that's a failure of leadership.
That's a failure, actually. She shouldn't even go there. Yeah, 100%. She's like, yeah, because yeah, as the man, you should be able, like you're taking complete control. Si ati ile half ati wesa unafanya we pika mimi nitaosha vyombo na because like it's like complete control. But as I said, like we're better together because we complement each other. Jo, hata kama siwezi kufua, siwezi kupika, like unaweza wewe huwezi like fix telly or these other technical stuff. So you need the man there. It's not that we are both equally important. No one is more important than the other. But we're not the same. We're not the same. That's it. We're equally important,
Can
but
you
we're
ask
not
the
the same.
president?
Yeah.
You can't ask the president where he was. Like the president leaves the room, you cannot go ask the president, "Where were you?" And you have to think the man is the president of the house.
But let me tell you a story,
How are you
Mr.
asking the
Santino. We
president
had a president here called Mr. Mwai Kibaki, President Mwai Kibaki. It was on national television. Like his wife was like, okay, not to throw any shade. I don't know if it's a controversial thing, but he was on TV, like explaining to the whole country about the wife was alikuwa anamleta Juba na tuachana na his stories. I can't remember. There was a time, like he even had to address the nation public because his wife and the wife was right there next to him.
Guys, let me tell you something.
So like,
let me tell you something.
Even a president, if you don't have a character and you're a president, but the women will still like conquer you. Yeah.
A man's primary duty is provision and security.
Mm-hmm.
If you have those bases covered, you've done it. So even if your wife is the head of whichever bank, okay, and your work is to sell timber, it's the confidence you project yourself with.
But let me tell
she
you,
lives a
nonsense.
Oh, that's me, Kibe.
That is nonsense. Stop talking nonsense. Stop talking nonsense. And if your wife is,
you don't need to come and
shut the fuck up.
You can't.
Shut the fuck up. In fact, so your wife is going to leave your house every day. This is what you're saying. Your wife is going to leave your house. And I'm saying this, your house, I'm using it very loosely. It's in a very... No. I mean, you see, today I can mute you. So your wife is going to leave your house. I'm using that very loosely. Because clearly it is not your house. If she can walk away and go work for another man, it is not your house. It is her house. The man of the house cannot allow his bitch to leave his house to go work for another man. Are you crazy? She's leaving her house to go work for her man. You, on the other hand, are a glorified babysitter, pussy eater, and a part-time driver. That's what you are. Glorified babysitter, pussy eater, and a part-time driver. And every now and then when you struggle and make a profit from your God-forsaken business, you can bring a few shillings home and we shall celebrate you like the father that you ain't. So let's be clear. Let's be clear. The position that you hold in a relationship is a very loose position. It is threatened daily in the workplace whenever you let your woman leave your house to go work for her man. Her man. The one who pays her the salary. The one who tells her to stay longer and she stays. The one who tells her this Saturday we are having a marathon, and she will be there. The one who tells her this weekend, from Friday, we come back on Sunday, we're going for team building in Naivasha. She knows all the ceilings in Naivasha, and she pie, my guy. Because you are not the man. She has another man somewhere else. You are a caretaker. You validate her. So whenever she walks into boardrooms with that ring and says, I am Mrs. So-and-so, all the people in the room are like, oh, this is a dominatrix. She can handle her position. Because who's going to allow his bitch to go interact with other men? Are you stupid? No, let's think about that for a second. You're going to allow your woman, the one that you love, the one that you've worked so hard for, to go interact with other men in the boardrooms while she's wearing a skirt just right above her knee, showing the back of her knee. God damn. Shoot me in the head if I'm not stupid. That is the highest level of stupidity. Because you don't own shit, and in your head you think you do. That's why married men kill themselves every Monday. Number one, when they realize they have to go to that godforsaken job. Number two, when they realize that their wife is not really their wife. These things are aguas. Belong to all of us. Okay, I'm trying to clean this up. Trying to close it up. So, Anthony, I didn't go for you. I don't know whether your wife works for you or she works for corporate. I don't know. So it was not very personal.
No. My wife, I don't know. I never take anything personal, Kibe. For me, my wife works for what I have.
Nice.
Okay, but I was saying for this other thing, and Kibe, let me tell you guys, me, I've brought myself, from hockey. I don't want to go into that kapiti party story, but me I just know one thing.
But it is a pity party because it's on the top of your head. So you think you're
That's the reason I was
so
like
you,
in the morning.
you think you're better than other people because you have pulled yourself up from hawking. What's wrong with you people?
Kibe, you see the way in the morning you wanted to go into a space, then you realized no, I'm not supposed to do that. It's the same moment I just had right now. I wanted to give you that story, then I realized no, I don't need to. Okay.
Yes,
I'm a very good student.
It is unnecessary. Okay. You know what, Anthony? You know what? Every time I hear somebody saying that, I know that is your driving force, and you're a very dangerous human being because that's all that's driving you. I heard Jalal saying it one day, and I was like, "Hey, man, this guy, if that's his motivation, then he's willing to run over everybody."
True.
Because if your motivation is to just get rid of poverty, if poverty is the enemy, then you're willing to run over everybody to not ever be poor again. So we cannot trust you. We need people who have no agenda. We need people who have no agenda, people who are not compromised, to lead us out of this misery that we are in and into Canaan. People who have agendas are dangerous people because the agenda is one which is leading them. That agenda is one which is controlling the way they think and the way they do things. So if somebody comes with an agenda of Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, the agenda of LGBTQ, single mothers, or women's agenda or men's agenda, you've seen very recently men have started coming into groups. Why? Why are men coming into groups? What the fuck is that stupid shit? Men need to be teaching their sons. Men need to be teaching their sons how to be men. And if you cannot do that, present that your son to another man somewhere who can take over from your inadequacies. But if we keep coming together as men, that is weakness. Unless we're building something. Question. Yeah, hold up, Jemedari. Hold up, just mute your mic. I don't need a cheerleader. So for men, this coming together and talking nonsense, that's rubbish. Men, we come together, we create solutions for the problems that we have found in our society. So what are the problems right now? We have allowed our women to raise our boys, and our boys are having a face that we don't understand. So the ones who are left with that masculinity, that small, little, the remnant of masculinity, these are the ones we need to look up to and say, hey. That is the person now we're looking up to. We don't have anybody else. That one. We failed. We failed, and this is the person who is going to lead us out of Canaan. And I wish I was that guy. I really wish I was that guy. But I believe we can all be that guy. If we just kill the bullshit. So that we live, because everything is going to shit. I hope you guys know that. We're not saving the country, we're not saving the world. It all must go to shit. What we want to do is to leave a remnant. A remnant, a group of few people who still understand a small part of what masculinity might look like, because we don't have much of that masculinity. Maybe I'm rolling on 15 or 20%. Anthony is on 0.1%. Okay, Santino is maybe like on 6. Some of these women have more masculinity than us. That's how low our masculinity is. That's why these women cannot even imagine listening to a man, because she knows she's more of a man than you. How can a woman be the one who's telling you how to be a man? How? Because she knows she cannot trust. Bro, there was a time if a man saw a boy sitting down with a woman after he's been circumcised. Anthony, and this is now where you jump in. You tell me, what was that? Just answer that one for us before you go to the other story you are going to give. Yeah? Tell me, what would have happened to that boy?
That one should not happen. In fact, you are called in. You know, like me, I'm very strong on I'm like Meru culture. You're called in and you're told that's bullshit. In fact, if your uncles are there, they can they can give you a physical.
So they would beat you up. They would beat you up physically. They would beat you up. Like, it's not just this beating we do here.
Yeah.
So like now,
Like
if your great grandfathers were to find you and your wife and her friends having a tea party, what do you think they would say?
I don't know, because I don't do it. You know, Kibe, when I was being circumcised, I wanted to go the traditional way, and the only place that could happen was in Meru. But my dad is a Kikuyu, my mom is a Meru. My dad was like, no, we don't have it. You're not going to go there, but you'll be circumcised, but the teachings will be done to you. So when I was circumcised, I was taken through those classes of what a man should be. So that was like the last time my mom served me. You know, a lot of things. I moved out of our house. I was built at Tingira and everything. So we tulikuwa tunapewa vijiti. So each stick had a lesson of what a man should be.
Wait, you said your dad is a what?
My dad is Kikuyu. So like I really wanted to eat traditional. So
which circumcision did you do? You did the Meru one or the Kikuyu one?
No, my dad refused. My dad was like, you can't, your mom is Meru, I'm Kikuyu, you'll be circumcised the normal way, but the teachings of what a man should be, these are classes to attend. So I went for the traditional kufunzwa, how to be a man.
Kikuyu or Meru?
Like that, when I was circumcised, that need the same. Mine were done by my uncles here.
So your Meru uncles or your Kikuyu uncles?
My Kikuyu. It was done by my uncles. I can name them. Akina Washira. They came home.
So your uncles are the ones who sat you down and told you how to be a man?
Yeah, like the old ones. You know, Nyawas, they were kitambo, eh? Like, so you'd be taught, like, there are things that I think you do anymore. Like, you can't go... Yani kuna vitu na separate. Madem na machalim na separatiwa. Like, now you cook your own food because my mom can't serve me anymore. Now you're being taught how to be a man. So you bought your first sufuri and you start living on your own.
Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. And you know, I have no problem. Yeah. I have no problem, Anthony, with those variations of how people decide what a man is in their society or in their community. I have no problem with those variations as long as those people can create a demarcation between men and women. I have no problem with how they decide to do it. But as long as they can create a demarcation clear between men and women, that men and women are not going to do the same things. Men and women perform very different tasks in this society. So as long as they do it, then it's okay. So even however they taught you, we cannot fault that. Yeah.
And you know, Kibe, it's really deep because at a certain age, now I was called by my grandmothers. And I was told, now it's the time for you to slaughter. So for my grandmother, my Kikuyu grandmother, a cow was brought, like a full-grown cow. You're given the knife and you're told to slaughter that day. So tukenda kwa miti, you slaughter the cow.
Wait. It's a whole teaching. You guys are slaughtering for your grandma?
No. Normally it's supposed to be the grandfather who does that. So because my grandfather wasn't alive, my uncle Monyuko, now who's the older one,
Monyuko lied to you, man. Monyuko lied to you. Yeah, there's no single ritual that involves a man submitting to a woman. Never, not a single.
It's not a ritual. It's a class. No, it's not a ritual.
There's no ritual that involves a man slaughtering for a woman. None whatsoever. In any culture.
No, I'm not slaughtering for the woman.
You said you're slaughtering for your grandma.
I'm not slaughtering for the woman. No. My grandmother says there's kuna class unafa ufunzwe by my grandfather. Now you're passed to your the brother to your grandfather. Now that's where Monyuko comes in. So now you and Monyuko go.
No, but you said you're slaughtering for your grandma.
No, I use the long English.
Please.
The wrong words.
You cannot.
After Mchinje na Monyuko, skiza, after Mchinje na Monyuko, now that old guy, kuna vitu atakwambia at that point. Like now you're told, like, you arguing with your mom, no. You get married, this and this and this is what you do. You get children, this and this and this is what you do. Unaona? Hapo ndio nilikuja kujua so many things. like kuna nyama ya wanaume, you know, sikuwa vitu kaa hizo, and it's done in both.
I think all those things are bullshit.
Like that's the last class.
All right, hold up, Dr. Julius. Unless, okay, if you want to say something, give me a hands up. I'll give you a chance. We have like 15 minutes. 18 minutes. 42 minus 60 is 18. 18 minutes. 18 minutes of pure fire. So if you really want to say something, this is your moment. I'll give you a few minutes to put your point across. Who is this? Oh, Dr. Julius, go ahead. Then Amara, I'll come to you.
Andrew, I needed to tell Anthony that, you know, in this society that we find ourselves in, you know, a woman who is empowered, let's say she's an engineer or a doctor, or whichever profession that is bringing money home, she will only tolerate you, or she will only tolerate your joblessness, or let's say your poverty, if you're a man of potentiality, like if you're a potential person, like if you're a visionary person, there is no way you will live with a woman under the same roof when you're jobless and you still don't have any vision. Okay, if you have a vision, if you're a visionary person, let's say you graduated from the university and you are still not having the job, you will be okay. But the moment you stay in this under the same roof with a woman who is empowered, like Anwe Guru, and you don't show any sense of vision, there will be chaos in that house. So Anthony, in as much as you are advocating for a man to be the head of the family, regardless of how much he's earning, the man must always be visionary. Are you going to bring something next month or after 10 years? There should be a vision somewhere. Yeah.
I agree.
Amara, what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, my parting shot. I think what he said is, I agree with that. My parting shot, I would just ask, let men be men, and those who are men help those other men to be men, and don't let money define you as a man. Don't be intimidated because someone is earning more than you are earning. If you are a man, because you can have money, but something happen in life, you get an accident, you no longer work, will you stop be a man? So let men support each other. Try to support the young guys who are there. Kina Jemedari, you have your name Jemedari. You should who gave you the name Jemedari? Maybe they saw something. Be a Jemedari. Don't let anything intimidate you. Stand for yourself, empower yourself, be in a circle that will empower you. And I'm done. So it's already going to 5 and thank you so much. Hope to join you tomorrow. Thank you.
I have something to say. I have something. Parting shot. So, Kibe said like me believe like men coming together like it kind of helps in the right space. Like some things you can only discuss in bars. Some things you can only discuss in gyms where there's only men. So like me, I advocate for like men. If you see like somebody needs a help, enda kwa bar, enda kwa gym, enda mali kuna wase, ongea, utapata tu mse anakusikia, and then yeah, it's better that way.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Nobody. There's nobody else who wants to go. All right. Okay, Santino, go ahead.
I was just thinking about the whole idea that they were talking about earlier about the woman making more money than the man. Um, because like I was looking at Ethiopia. Ethiopia are one of our neighboring countries. It's a very different thing. There are a lot of cases where the man stays at home and the woman's going out, and the man just relaxing. Woman's working and she's giving him all the money. But my thing is this: like in a normal household where the man is truly a leader, is there should there be any opportunity for for the woman to know his salary? It sounds like a very weird world because I think most of the generation, the older generation, previous generation, I think the wife never really knew how much the man made. That's what I was thinking. And is it possible if what's it called, the wife doesn't know and she actually might make more money than the guy, can he still be the leader? That's what I was thinking about. It might be possible if the man's truly a leader, he should be able to still hold the household, even if the wife makes more money than him, because she would not. But the problem is, if she knows he makes more money, the respect is gone. That's the problem. But how would she know? That's my only thought over there. If you're a leader, your wife makes more money than you. If you're truly a leader, she should never know. That's what I want to say.
So there's something that you guys got into your psyche, and somebody lied to you that this is life, where a man can think that he's leading a woman. Imagine that. Imagine that psychosis, where a man goes out of his way to think that he's leading a woman. So this woman is following him. That's madness. If your kids cannot follow you, if your own kids don't want to do what you're doing, you expect this woman to follow you? A whole person, my guy. Bro, whatever you want in this world, you must pay for it. Whatever you want. If there's nothing else you understand in this world today, whatever it is you want in this world, you must pay for it, including love. We get some of the best love from the best prostitutes. The wives don't give love, but prostitutes give love. That submission that you're looking for, where do you think you're going to get it from? You're going to get it from someone you pay. That's why the person who's enjoying the most right now is the sugar daddy, the one we call Sponyo. He's getting the cream de la creme. He's getting the best of the best of the best. So the best product is going to the Sponyo right now. Somebody prove me wrong.
No, you're right, man. There's a lot of evidence that shows the side chicks are getting the best love ever.
The side chicks are living the best life because who doesn't want to be taken on a holiday to Zanzibar? Who doesn't want to get on a flight? Who doesn't want to do all these things that these women do? Everybody wants that kind of life. It's a soft life. It's a softest life. So even the wives of these men would want that life that this man is affording this young lady. So the people who are living their best life is just Ponyo, the guy who has the money and has advanced in age, he has the wisdom, and the girl who is just turning 18 or 19 or 20 years old, and she can be able to access this life. So this guy is showing her all the life that she was unable to be shown by her father. So she's living the best life. And this guy, on the other hand, he's getting her youth. So he's living his best life. It's a dichotomous, isn't it? It's a bit weird. So the best people who are living their best life are the ones who are free from all these engagements. Hannah, give me your last submission, then I go to Kwame and we close this up.
There's somebody who talked about vision in men. If you have a vision and you do not work on it, it's useless. Just like you. Actually, it's useless. You're just there with your vision. What are you doing with it? Make it be a reality. If it's not a reality, there is no need for even to say, I am a man with a vision. Just say you are just a pussy, just like the woman next to you. Voila, voila. So, and then I would like to ask men, those who call themselves, who know themselves. Like Kibe, please, Kibe. There are so many youths out there who need your mentorship. The young men who are going to become fathers in the future. Please, if you can open a class, like you say, open a class, make them pay. Mentor those people because they are lost. Most of them, they are lost. Because it's not normal to be brought in a society where you do not have somebody who can really mentor you to be who you are supposed to be. There's a part which a woman will never play in a man's life. Please do that. Make them pay. In any case, there's nothing free for life. Thank you.
In fact, I'll do you one better, Hannah. I want you women to pay for your sons. Because right now your sons are listening to you. I cannot talk to them directly. They're listening to you. You have managed to subdue them. You have managed to finish them. So you have to sacrifice your son to me so that I can break that chain between you and him. Because that's what needs to happen. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying, Hannah. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to understand what you're saying because to those women who have kids, me, I don't have kids. So all is good. All is well. It's only that.
So imagine your friends, the ones who have raised their children, and how they are not letting their kids grow up. They want to keep their kids as kids. You know that, right? A kid is 11, 12 years old. She's still doing things for the kid.
Yeah.
Right? Because she doesn't want this kid to grow up and leave her. But the kid needs to grow up and leave her, especially the boy. The boy needs to leave her as soon as possible. The girl needs to go to her husband. So this woman should not be holding on to these babies. So as long as you guys are you still have, and I'm talking about you as a woman, not you as the one who has or doesn't have kids. Because you've grown up in a household, you know how your moms are. You know how our mothers are. They hold on to us for as long as possible. Especially now where there's no man to stop that nonsense. So these women who I'm talking to are the ones who have to get into their common sense and release their kids to me and tell me, hey, listen here, this is my kid. Please, I have fucked up the last 18 years. Help him. I fucked up the last 15 years. Help him. So that we can do something with that boy. Otherwise, if that boy is still a mama's boy and you still have a hold of him, it doesn't matter where you take him, he's always going to come running back to you.
I'm willing to support. When you open that thing and you make it reality, please holler at me. I'll pay for one person or two. I do not mind. I do not mind because reality is if I bring a child in this life, who will I will not even want my child with my thick head because I know I'm a thick head. I always go against what is controlled. I don't like control, being controlled by some system which you really know this is the wrong system, and then there you are being told to go on that system. So imagine I bring a child, I teach my child that same idea, or the child takes it from me because of my character, and then goes out and meets a man who's not a man. I will not. I'll pay for two. Just call me.
All right. Thank you, Hannah. Appreciate you coming through today. That was nice. Kwame, do you have anything, or can I close it up?
Yes, Kibe. I mean, before you close up, think about this for a second. And you see, this is the system that I was talking about. I know this is where we are heading, but people need to understand that like this system is a system that is going to save us from billions of money that has been stolen by government and some other entities. You see, so when we do this, every invention was came from an idea from someone. So when we do this, we are doing this, and you will realize that it will uplift some weight that we have, you know, within the society. because I am very sure this is something we can do. And once we are done with this education system, so then we can move to another thing. And I also have an idea which I cannot sell here. This is multi-billion, Kibe, multi-billion shillings worth of an idea. So we keep strong. I cannot sell this here, but this is something I will share with people I'm comfortable with.
What happened? Oh yeah. Oh shit! I pressed the wrong button. Motherfucker! Thought I was losing my mind. I was like, shit. Kibe, you're losing it. Kibe, you're losing it. All right. Thank you for everybody who joined me today. I appreciate that. That was a nice Saturday vibes. Hey, Santino, Kwame, and 1972, Hannah, and the rest of the crew who came through. I see McKenna is here as well. Good to see you, McKenna. Good to see you, Camden. Good to see you, Mboro. Good to see you, Derito. Thank you very much for joining us as always. I see Majok Deng. Thank you for. I don't know whether Majok Deng, you're the one who sends me a little something every now and then. Anthony, thank you for coming through as always. Don Dingy, Ask Ochi, Rich. Rich is one of the guys I saw earlier in that space and discussing me, and I was like, Rich, even you, my guy. Even you, my guy. Yeah. Okay. I was like, all right. Okay. You know, I now understand when Pontius, is it, what is that guy who said, et tu brute? I'll get it. I have time. Et tu brute, brute, brute. Et tu brute. Et tu brute is a Latin phrase literally meaning, and you Brutus, and even you, or also you Brutus, you as well Brutus, you too Brutus. So when I saw Rich there, I was like, even you Rich. Et tu brute, et tu brute. All right, I see Harineta. You know, Harineta has never, I don't know whether he has, but he has steered clear of this, what do you call it, of this train wreck. So I've always had like a small respect for him. I'm like, hey, Harineta, I see you talking, I hear you talking. You have maintained your lane. Very nice. But Brutus, Leroy Nyanchua. Leroy Nyanchua is a very good, very independent thinking. I like his way of thinking. Thank you, Leroy, for being true to your thinking. Even if we don't agree, as long as you're true to your thinking, I'll always respect you. Because people want to agree, and agreeing is not important. Strength is more important than agreeing. I don't need you guys to agree with me. I need to dominate you to a point where agreeing or not agreeing is unnecessary. Gladys Glado, I've heard your name somewhere. I don't know who you are, but it's good to see you. Lean has a beautiful face. Wonderful, beautiful face. Good to see you, Lean. Let me see who else is here. Oh, God's will. Thank you for coming through. Without wisdom, God's will is his eyes are opening up. Virginia Sam, thank you for coming to our show today. Appreciate that. Gilbert Maina as well. Joe Maxia kama kawa. Joe Maxia leo umepotea sana. We needed your knowledge, my guy. Shit. All right. Anybody else who I am missing out or have not mentioned? To be honest, Monday. Monday we come back as always, same time, same place, every morning, Monday through Friday. Today was what we call Good Vibe Saturday. I start with a song and I end with a song, you know? That's how we do it. I was to play a lot of songs in between, but the story was so hot. Very nice.